dropped you lifelessly.
Just servants, just justiciars.
These hands, too big.
Master's coffers. Tend to his beast. Feed it potions. Keep it charmed.
Slave! You dare call Master's heart jewel a slave? I am his love.
Wait. Quiet. It's gone. The song is gone. The contract is completed! Bastard.
Does that count as us killing him?
Our Lady of Silver, hear me. She who guides the Moon Maidens.
From pile of dead bodies turned into a talking bed, to a man that's transformed into mice that are stealing a demon's contract, and then that demon charming a Displacer beast to fall in love with him, the Temple of Shar is definitely one of the more interesting places in the game. There are many alternate paths you can take, some of them being easier, others being more rewarding. I'll cover all those paths as well as the results. This might just be the most comprehensive guide on the Temple of Shar. You should talk to Balthazar, as he'll provide you with a bell which will summon his brother, which will come in pretty handy for the Worthen fight, but he's got some drawbacks to him. Balthazar is located on the west side of the temple, and you do have to help him clear out some dark justiciars in order to gain his assistance.
My brother is no intellectual powerhouse, but he is strong, loyal, and punctual. Should a fight turn against you, remember the bell.
For the same self-trial, you should just end up sending one person in there, as it'll make it so much easier. If you walk in there with your whole group, you can just pull this lever and it'll open the door and reset the trial. Once you donate some of your blood, just start sneaking about halfway up through the room, as you'll be able to surprise attack your doppelganger and usually just take him out in one hit. Don't forget to snatch out the killer sweetheart ring from your doppelganger, as it's really nice. It provides the executioner ability, which provides a guaranteed critical hit on your next attack. For the Faith Leap trial, it's a lot easier if you just teleport halfway through, but if you don't have that ability, then you can easily see where the path is at when you're far enough away, but as soon as you walk up to it, the path visibility just disappears, so you can kind of scout out the area and pretty much make it in about 4 jumps or so, as there are a few gaps in between here and there. casting invisibility that lasts 10 seconds is the best for the soft step trial, as I just couldn't figure it out any other way. Just seems like it would be really difficult without it, and I didn't even bother to disable the traps, as that ends up taking some time. It seems faster just to walk through the mud and get knocked down a few times, and you'll still make it in time. For the library, there are 4 of these buttons that you have to disable with traps, and you can't do that if you're in a form.
I need healing.
Once you press all the buttons, though, it'll open this gate here, and you have to place a specific book on there in order to get the treasures within. That book is located on the north middle shelf there that you have to disable the bookshelf to. And the book you're looking for is The Teachings of Lost, the Night Singer. Once you put the book on the pedestal, then it opens up the secret passageway, which contains the spear that you need in order to kill the Nightsong, as well as a pretty nice, very rare helmet. The Orthon is on the east side of the map here, and you have to jump down to this little ledge to access him. There's quite a few different paths you can take to deal with him. One is just going straight, and you'll end up surprising him, which you won't actually get any dialogue options at that point. Then you can just go straight and do this little jump instead of walking into where the Displacer beast went into. At which point you'll be able to inspect some of the spider meat and see that the Displacer beast has been charmed. You might have had to have actually taken a bite out of it to figure that out.
It's disgusting, but otherwise unremarkable. The mead tastes of rot and sour milk. Your stomach lurches, but your loins tingle. Was that arousal?
Rotten meat. That's what gets you going. Well, to each their own.
In amongst the rot is an unmistakable sweetness. Succubus spittle. The meat is charmed. Carcass continues to leak. Your guts cramp, your stomach churns, and your nerves burn with a pain that would almost be pleasurable were it not so savage.
Honestly, what did you think was going to happen? You'd develop a taste for it?
There's also a Maragon trader in there that you can use Detect Thoughts on, and you can find out that he's been using potions to charm the spider meat as well. Once you have enough information, you can convince the Displacer beast to assist you with fighting the Orthon, but it is pretty difficult to do as the second persuasion roll is pretty tough.
What business do you have in my master's den? I love him, and he loves me. Not just any Orthon. Master is the darkest of desire. None compared to him. I remember. Quick flesh, hot blood. Before Master, my prey was alive.
For my first playthrough, I just ended up having the Orthon take out the Murrigans, Nessa, and then himself, which is pretty hilarious, but that only nets you 1/4 of the experience, as well as missing out on a really nice weapon and a pretty nice shield. as well as a lot of the extra lore involved with the contract involved here. So I think the best thing to do is to tell him that you must have missed something out of the contract, and tell him that you'll look around and try to figure it out, which Astarion won't be too fond of that idea. Definitely disapproves. Once you figure out the part of the contract that he missed, then you don't actually have to fight him, so that's another easy way to deal with him, but you will be missing out on the infernal iron as well as the pretty nice crossbow that he's got. So I think the best thing to do is to kill the Dark Justiciar for its items, then to take out the Orthan after that to get the extra experience, his crossbow, and to appease Astarion.
Time to die. The Merridons! They barely have a thought to share among themselves. But they do have ears. Kill yourselves! Back to the hells with you! Kill Nessa. Stay very still. My beauty. If you're wrong about this, I'll claw my way out of Avernus and eat you alive. Contract be damned. Nicely played, Raphael. Bastard.
Does that count as us killing him? That had better count.
I spent a century roaming these halls. I spilled every drop of Dark Justiciar blood that there was to spill. And you think you can do better?
A bed made of corpses. Disgusting and uncomfortable. Imitating soup.
Tangle of corpses gape at you, lifelessly.
Just servants, just justiciars. Training, planning, worship, the glory of Shar's warriors. Every minute we came for all colors to serve. The dust beats in attack, exploding.
The spell's power wanes. You can ask no more questions.
So you don't want to make a deal with the rats, as you won't be able to expose them later on, and they just give you the location of a really crappy reward. And you don't actually have to make the deal with the rats in order to get that treasure, which is located down here. This giant room in here is a little bit of a disappointment, as it seems like there should have been a little bit something better in here. It's just got some extra lore about Shar and the mirrors.
That's curious.
In darkness, truth. In shadows, justice. In the Dark Lady's name. Always.
If it isn't our mistress.
In order to break the contract, you want to come down this ledge here on the second floor, which is right behind the library here where you got the spear rat. If you make the deal with the rats, then they'll all instantly run down here, and that's how I found out about it. Then you can drop down one ledge further and you'll find the ritual there that Raphael used to seal the contract with the Wortham. At which point a rat will appear, and if you attack him, then he'll spawn a whole army of rats. You gotta take out 3 waves of these rats. Shadowheart's Spirit Guardians work really good here, and she's also got some unique dialogue for that last rat.
And what? The ritual circle seems to be infernal in nature.
A final warning. Offer us peace now, or be devoured. An ordinary rat alone, but together, something more. Some remember turning away from the sun. Some remember donning a black cloak. Some remember plunging a blade into an innocent heart. But we all remember a name. Lithindor. We share who he was. It shouldn't be. We should be one long dead. Instead, we are many. Scurrying, hiding, surviving. We are just crumbs of a life. Harmless nothings, unless you test us. Leave us in peace. There are treasures. Useless to us now, but once they had value, meaning. We hid them away. Untouched for a lifetime. Keep your word, and we will reveal them to you. These hands. Too big. Where are the others? Where's the rest of me? You! Why did you have to keep prying? Why couldn't you just leave? My side is dead. Just piles of old bones lying in the dark. You're nothing to me. Such ignorance is unworthy of the Night Singer's followers. Her church will be stronger once you are dead.
Got a pretty nice shield for taking out Lithindor. That's got the Darkness Cloak ability, which creates a large cloud of darkness, and you immediately attempt to hide for 2 turns. But the Scimitar is early where it's at, as it's got a special ability which doesn't break concealment, and it's also got the potential to do an extra 1 to 6 psychic damage.
It's gone. The song is gone. The contract is completed! The conniving sack of worms. I should have known. I should have ripped his tongue out before he even spoke of this contract.
Here I am, Yurgir, tongue and all, precisely on time for a lesson in semantics. Devil's in the details, you see, and the details are in the fine print. You were to fulfill the deal. Nowhere does it stipulate you could subcontract the last kill to the first adventurer's party that came trotting along. In short, you're in breach of contract, my friend. Oh, dear.
Back to the house with what we agreed. I have you now, Raphael. Pay the debt, and I will make this quick.
Consider your position. You are about to forfeit what reputation you have left. No contracts, no fame, no power. You'll be a streak of excrement even lemurs will slither away from. Unless, of course, you consider instead my infinite mercy. A new contract, a chance to balance the books, not to mention a welcome change of scenery.
Bastard! Fine. On one condition. No more songs.
What's a contract without whimsy, I say? But fine. No more songs. Now, off to the House of Hope for cocktails and canapes, and a brand new signature on a brand new deal. But first, it would be only befitting if you reward your subcontractor. The greater reward for the greater hunter.
Anything I leave behind is yours. Pick over it however you like.
You said you had a plan for that Hell's Beast. You said we'd kill him. Now the Orthon's free to traipse back to the Hells, and I'm left with nothing. No information about my scars, no leads on where to turn now, and no idea why I'm wasting my time with you. Overreacting? After what you took from me? My chance to know what Cazador did to me? What his plan for me? You had a chance to do the right thing! And you chose a devil over me. You may be right. That doesn't make it sting any less, though. Just know that my patience has its limits, and you're dangerously close to them.
If you do decide to take him out here after this, you can get the assistance from Nessa, the Displacer beast, as well as using the bell from Balthazar. The Orthon's not too hard to take out himself. He does have invisibility as well as some other spells, but the main ability you have to watch out for is when he tosses all of these bombs, as they do a lot of damage, but you can end up picking them up and using them later. I ended up standing in them for most of my party members and almost did a whole party wipe from that. If you use Balthazar's brother, he might potentially go into a rage mode and you have to end up taking him out as well. He is pretty good though. He absorbs a lot of damage and he can deal some decent damage as well. If you go up the Nightsong to Balthazar, Shadowheart ends up leaving your party, even if she's not currently in it. Balthazar then tells you to meet Ketheric at Moonrise Towers, and eventually you'll be in a pod as one of his experiments. This route you get to skip the Ketheric fight at Moonrise Towers though, but you lose Shadowheart, so obviously this is the worst route to take.
You finally showed yourself. I thought you might try and avoid me. I had a choice to make. In the heart of Lady Shar's domain. But you denied me that chance. Now my future is gone. Nothing but wind-blown ashes and wasted potential. I can no longer suffer your company. Be grateful I don't rid myself of it with a blade. There is no we. Not anymore. You would be wise to forget me. I can only hope I one day forget you.
Enough! If you cannot take it, then take him! Balthazar will find a way. Do it. Now!
General Thorn has tasked me with relieving you of a certain artifact. I hear it's loath to part from you. No matter. I do enjoy a challenge, and I have more than a few tools to experiment with.
Saving the Nightsong is the best route to take for a good playthrough, and if you save the last light in, as the Nightsong has got some relationship with Isabel. Another perk is that she helps you with the Ketheric fight at Moonrise Towers, and then also lends you a hand at the final battle as a summon ability. Saving the Nightsong is definitely one of the cooler scenes in the game as well. When that music kicked on, definitely gave me chills, not gonna lie. Then I ended up selling her to a wizard for 5k.
Lay a hand on me in friendship, not quite Shar. And I will fight the battle that has been waiting for me this last century. Then, oh then, we will have much to discuss. Lady of Silver, hear me. She who guides the Moon Maiden Selûne, mother of the so-called Nightsong. The Nightsong is no more!
Killing the Nightsong wields you a better weapon. You'll get the same spear regardless either way, but they have different stats. And the stats for Shar are better in my opinion, as it provides some blind immunity, and you also get a nice, very rare piece of armor with that as well. Some people might not choose this path because they believe they'll no longer be able to romance Shadowheart. As she does state that she's devoted to Shar now, but that's not 100% the case, as apparently there is a scene by a statue, and also leave a clip at the end showing that she's definitely no nun, and she states that she'll still try to find a place in her heart for both Shar and you. If you say you like her new balding hairdo, then you'll also be able to kiss her. Hopefully this helps you out if this is your first time here or this is your second playthrough. Take it easy, and I'll catch you on the next one.
Good. I did this for Lady Shar, for myself, but I had hoped you'd like it as well. I wanted to talk to you about that. Lady Shar has bestowed a great honor upon me, but it isn't without a cost, it seems. She expects me to fill my heart up with love for her alone, leaving no room for others. No room for us. I don't want to, but Lady Shar demands it. Everything is surrendered to her, ultimately. But she claims some things earlier than others, it seems. Perhaps we'll still be able to find a way. Some interpretation of her will that lets us stay together. But I can't guarantee anything. And I suspect that she'll demand more and more of me as time passes. If you don't want to gamble on that, I understand. You'll have little trouble finding a more straightforward lover, I suspect. Are you sure? I don't want you to resent my divided affections. Then I can only hope Lady Shar will prove lenient if I try to keep a little piece of my heart from her. Just the one?